like I brought up last time too, like a student gets killed like working at a store, because a lot of times when you come here to as a
said
student
that, and the guy
to masters,
somebody takes somebody's cell phone, he shots the
and
guy.
then what happens is it will be amplified in Indian media saying like black people are killing Indian
Yeah,
people.
right.
Of course
so
it
you
will.
would have that like
That's everywhere in the world.
So what
Yeah, yeah.
happens is when people approach it like black people are dangerous, and this is the narrative that's being propagated against each other, that I don't want to accept, because the people that are doing it are less in number than the people that are not racist.
well,
and India
That's
as a
always
whole,
the case.
That's
we're
always the
educating our
case.
That is
people.
always
non-
the case. So
when British
should we
people
say
left-
that? Should we say that there are no racist white people because the people that actually
But-
commit violence against black people? Are we
There's a
to
difference
say that
between saying there are racist people in India versus India is racist. There's a big difference between that. Like we were saying,
no?
is
What we
India racist?
said was,
And that's that I can't accept.
No.
Statistically, what we said is based on certain parameters that have been measured based on incidents, so on. India was number one.
That was a study done by, we don't know who did it. What was their purpose?
We do know because we have, and you can't just deny. And if you're gonna say we don't know that, what you can say is, well, who was the study done, and then we can cite that. But for you to dismiss it,
no, I'm not dismissing.
no,
it.
you did dismiss it. You said we don't know instead of saying who.
The criteria he read last
is
time
it?
was people that did not want to live with someone of a different race next to them. And to tell you the truth, like the tribal system of caste is still there to a point where people want to live with their own caste people. And that doesn't translate just against black people. It will translate with people of other castes too.
Like
But,
what?
Yeah,
like if I
other
wanna-
Indian castes want to live with their own caste.
Well, yeah, that's
so,
okay.
So,
and white people want to live with white people. And
that's why, like,
That's normal.
I accept there are racist people within India and there are racist people, Indian people in America. I accept that. But to say we are all racist is not something I can never accept.
Well,
because all the work
But there's
we're
a
doing,
universal racism that's
Thank you.
against black people
there's
and not
a
a
culture,
culture.
but
You don't want to accept
Vishnu,
that India is a
but we
part
still
of that.
we still treat people individually.
I agree with you,
but
but
we have that
to
concept
say-
that when I run into, if I go to a business and I see an Indian dude, I'm like, this motherfucker might pop off. I don't know, but I'm going to treat him with kindness.
But, like,
you know
to
what I mean?
say-
But
It's even better, Jonathan. Would you say majority of Jews have stuff against Palestinians?
100%.
So, but you
But that's
understand?
like
That's a different-
that's
part of
that's
the
all they've
culture.
been told. That's all they
Exactly.
know. They,
Exactly.
Most,
but
most
our
kids think all
interaction,
Jews are
India
just
is
Right.
interaction with black people is very less. There are black people in India.
makes it even
but there are
more
pockets of
vitriol.
them.
Yes.
There are pockets of
But they're such a marginalized community,
But
and they're not really welcome.
Too. So are us, and they are. That's another
Well,
thing.
Jews too.
So,
wait. So are you?
so
Then that
let me.
No, if you are that way, then
Bro,
that should mean you
bro,
should have
we
more
are all-
empathy for when
we-
you see
bro,
Africans.
Fair enough.
Let me finish.
If you are being
the system, like for example, when those incidents happened, there was a committees made in India, like by the government. They had meetings because there was
Meetings mean nothing.
No,
This
no,
is
but-
what I've been
but-
telling
bro,
you. Meetings don't mean
you took,
anything
like, okay,
when
there are,
the
like, I went
culture
to-
of
there are
people,
4
and this is what we
instances.
talked about
Yeah.
before. You can have meetings, you can have
Yeah.
documents.
What?
Black people have been freed since the
Well, you need to
1860s.
separate-
It doesn't stop racism.
But
Thank you.
you're not
Meetings
getting what
for
I'm
what?
saying. There are 3 different things you're talking about. One, you're talking about Indian racism in America.
we're talking about-
people being racist toward black people in America.
black
And
people,
then-
period.
And then
Africans,
but
African Americans.
But people
black
in India, their interaction with black people is so little. But there is a big like since we got our independence, there is a big promotion for us to work with African people and
that's
trade with
fine.
them. And
That's fine,
And that's why
Vishnu.
we are,
But the fact that you need a
Vishnu,
promotion.
But what we're
so when
saying
you
is,
say
people,
India
it's the point.
India is a racist
See,
country. I can't take that.
But
because
you
it's
you
not
have
one
to
thing.
have to
because
take
it's
it.
true.
That's like saying
You have
Africa is racist. That's what
How? It can't. Africa ain't racist.
They were selling their own people.
No,
like,
that's
you
that's
just
why.
talked
That's
about,
said-
right?
I already-
conflated. That's
I already
totally
cleared that up.
different. That don't make no
There
sense.
have been
that
parts
didn't
that
even
were
make any
racist.
sense.
South Africa.
That's
I
what-
guess.
South Africa is
Yeah.
racist because white people live there.
That's
South
what-
Africa's
bro,
racist because
India
Dutch
is-
people
Vishnu,
live there.
Bro,
do you
India,
understand
when
that
you talk about-
do you understand that when I
not
ask him a question about Jews and what overall
not about-
wait, let me finish.
Yeah.
Their culture is again because they've been programmed to hate these people.
That is one specific issue. Ask him, how do I feel about black people?
What do you mean?
Like, how do
There's
you
Jews
feel
feel the
about
same way about black people.
So to
Jews
say
are racist
India
against
is the-
black
India
people.
Jews are racist
Absolutely.
against
So
black
say
people.
India is the
Have you
racist
heard? Hey, have you ever
country,
heard of the word Schwarze?
So, bro,
have you ever heard of the word Schwarze?
No.
The Schwarzes. That's the term for nigga in Yiddish.
Okay.
It means
But-
black.
but
It's
la-
German, but
last
they'll
one-
say that. Some of these Jews will be like, they're Schwarzes.
but
And
last
these are
time-
people who were persecuted, whatever, but they calling black people the N-word. Schwarze. You understand where I'm coming from?
Jonathan is
Not
one of my-
every Jewish
Jonathan
person
is
is
one of
doing
my-
that, though.
Jonathan
Our
is one of my
argument was
best
that-
friends,
Yeah.
but he's one of my best friends because he's critical of his own people and
But
his
I
own
am
culture.
critical of my
The
own
same,
people too.
no, you're patriotic. You're patriotic.
I
You're
am-
making
I can't-
excuses.
I can't accept a generalization, bro. That doesn't
You
make
have
me
to accept it.
How do I accept it? You just told me about
going
how
to.
Nigerians were selling Ghanaians, and that's
That has
okay.
nothing to do with anything.
But
not
you're
relevant
talking
to-
about
That's not
and I'm
relevant to the
telling you,
conversation.
India-
Stay
it is.
You want to
in
get in on? Do you
context.
understand?
I am
Jonathan,
telling you.
maybe you can.
Yeah.
If
No,
Tell him.
I don't
Tell
know
him.
if it's some
Is it
sort
my
of
language
like
or-
Indian pride,
Wait,
or I think it's
stop,
maybe
hold
like a
on.
cultural
It's Indian
society
patriotism.
thing
It's-
where
okay.
he just like I
Okay,
think
can you- if
he
you
doesn't
guys-
want
Wait, no,
Let's talk.
we let you talk, and
But-
you're off.
I am not off. I'm giving.
And
you-
this time
bro,
we did better by
India is
listening to you, and I'm like,
India
what
is
do
a
you- wait.
different. It's not one.
But Indian
country.
people, like you said, there's three different
You
types.
can't
They
say
have so
it's not
many. There's so
different.
much
Let him
different
talk,
There's so much
man.
different
It's-
racism.
Each state
There's
is different. You
Indians.
got Gujarat, you got Punjab, you got
Nobody
Assam.
cares.
They all
You
speak
said that.
different
Listen,
language.
that's the point.
The
You're
incidents
talking
happened
about
in Delhi.
Gujarat,
Vishnu,
Gujarat.
listen,
They hate black
listen,
people.
Gujarati, listen.
40,000
Listen.
black people come and study in India every year.
Listen.
If they hate, why would they come to those
If
universities?
they hate,
The same way.
the same way black people still live in America.
They don't have to come to India, bro. India is a
there's
poor
school.
country.
Listen, there's schools
There-
there.
India-
Why? Hold on. There are schools there. Black people, we go everywhere, and everybody
No, India
fucking
is-
hates us.
the
Hold
Indian
on.
government
We
is
go
doing-
because we're trying to survive. We're bold enough to go, hey man, we're gonna move in this all white town because there's a university and they get shit on. We go because we
Jews
have to go.
Germany.
Go-
Jews moved to Germany.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not. What are you talking about?
But Indian government is going to Africa.
You
to
are
get people
making
to
a
come and study
distinction,
in
and
India.
if your point is, why would Africans move to India to go to school?
Opportunity.
Because it's an opportunity to go to school. Because
But if they're racist and
Hold on.
everywhere black people go, there's
There's
racism.
racism.
You
It
said
doesn't
India
matter.
is the racist country, most racist country. That was what you guys said last time.
black people to
And how
practice
can I accept
racism.
That when Europeans literally ruined the whole fucking
you
world,
need black people
you
to
like point
listen.
at a country
You're
that is
talking
literally
and you
coming
just
up.
you need black people to start racism, pretty much. You need us. You need us to
Bro,
be there.
look at my skin color.
No,
Look at my
I
skin
know
color.
that.
but see
He
that,
knows
and,
that.
and that's exactly
there's
my
something
point.
different.
That's exactly my point. Look at your skin color.
Jonathan,
Yeah.
what
But
was
yet,
you
Go
were
ahead,
gonna say
sorry.
something, Jonathan?
I just think it's different. There's something different about, as a white person, the way I think white people react to black people and the way they react to Indian people, you know? And I think
What's the
black
difference?
people are seen more as a threat.
Yeah.
They're where it's like Indian people more maybe are seen,
That's
yeah,
my
softer.
This
They're
is why
seen
I
more
fuck-
like
this is why I fuck with
they're
him.
seen like more in service, you know,
So-
to like to white people. They're here.
Yeah.
They're gonna help us, right? Like, they're gonna help us with their
why-
electronics.
see why-
They're gonna give us a ride in the
That's
car.
why
They're gonna
I
help
brought
us in the
him.
store.
Now
Like
you see
they
why I
are.
brought him?
They're
But
gonna
how
be
does
true.
that-
I don't worry about it. Like
But
when I
how
walk in a
does
store,
that-
I'm not worried about the guy eyeing me. Like it's a
But
thing
how
about
does
taxi
that
drivers
make
not picking
India
up
the
black
most
people.
racist
Like I mean,
country?
this isn't like. We're making it
Do
up
you-
right
do you
now.
understand that's
And you're right,
not a-
Indian have so many racism because
No,
there's
if I
racism in
say-
America of Indian people, the
Bro,
way
I
they
don't
react
get-
to black
I don't
people,
get
and
this.
there's
Is my English like what is wrong here? Like
You're
saying
being
India is the
defensive
most
of the
No,
truth.
Because
when
you're
you say India is the most racist country,
I
and
didn't
no one
say
said
that.
it's
I
the
didn't
most
say that.
racist.
That
You're
was the
changing
title.
it. Now you're
America.
changing it.
That was
You're
the-
changing.
bro,
You're
what
moving
was
the
the title
goalposts.
of your last
You're
episode?
you're moving
What
the
was the
goalposts.
title? What was
You're
the
moving
title
the
of-
It
goalposts.
was
Okay.
a survey
I didn't write it.
of the most racist
just like
places.
when you
found one survey
said,
online.
listen, now, this is what you're doing. You're doing this because you're assuming. So when you Google and you tell me, you show me the university.
Can
Please
we show the school, please?
And it's just an example.
You Google the university.
It's not just the only one.
When you that's not what I'm not.
What
saying.
is this place?
That's ancient. What's the school? What's the school?
What I was trying to say
Make it
was,
concise.
What is this school?
when Islam, like not even Islam, ISIS came to India, invaders, they destroyed our universities and temples, and that's one of the university. And when that was destroyed,
With ISIS?
yeah, literally ISIS of that time, like from
What year?
it was like 1100, like 10, like they destroyed all our temples, they destroyed all our artifacts.
That's one of the
like,
remnants
like
of
some
the
80
university.
million books are
Wait,
destroyed.
ISIS, the terror group. That's what we're talking
Not
about.
ISIS,
Or you're
but
talking
like
about
the
a comparative
fundamentalist.
one.
Yeah, the
I'm like,
grandparents of
the
ISIS.
Egyptian god ISIS came and
No,
destroyed it. What are you talking
the
about?
fundamentalist.
Yes.
Because if I say Muslims,
Extremists of the time.
Extremists of
Muslim
We
the time.
understand
extremists.
fundamentalists.
because there are a lot of Muslims in
That's
India,
some
and I don't want to
racist
say
shit.
them that. I don't want to say they are like
But
that.
you
but
should
it's-
say that because people need to understand the truth of it. And what I'm saying to you is, all I'm saying to you is that, okay, let's try it like this.
Okay.
What would you say something critical that you could say about Indian people?
We are still educating. We are 90% uneducated when British left. We are
Okay.
still ignorant as fuck.
okay.
And there are a lot of people that are still stuck in the colonialist
What
thinking.
percentages do you think that would be?
It depends on the generation. The older generation, I would say maybe 80%, 70%.
So
Our
is it-
generation
is
maybe
it-
like 40%.
Here's a question. Is it possible that 80% of people who are ignorant to history in the world could be racist? Is that possible?
Could be, yeah.
Okay, is it likely that 80% of people who
I
are
think it comes-
uneducated could follow the culture and say black people are this or black people if
I
they
wouldn't
heard
say
that?
likely just because I remember my grandparents. They are very open-minded. They always wanted.
That's anecdotal. But we're talking
I was taught those values.
No, we're talking about-
were your grandparents uneducated?
They're uneducated.
Okay.
My grandmother
so
had like
are we? So do you think that your grandparents are the slice of all grandparents, or do you think it could be just your grandparents?
This is what I was trying to
they're an
tell
exception.
you about.
Your
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Mine were racist as shit.
This is what
You
I'm
kept it 100.
This is why I'm fucking with them.
My grandma was like, don't have a black person clean my
My
grave.
grandma was.
Damn, I heard. See, but
No,
real shit though.
My grandparents are actually very open-minded, and my grandmother taught me
So
about all this stuff.
if in Indian culture, if somebody marries a black dude, how do they feel about that?
Most people wouldn't want that.
Because
it's not about.
That's the key right there. Black dude
But let
with
me,
your
let me
daughter.
finish that. That is weird.
That sounds like a new movie that's going to come out. Right? It's like,
But-
we
but-
changed
but-
it out.
But
Yeah.
that also.
It's back with Zoe Saldana.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
again.
Bro, you didn't let me finish the whole.
I'm sorry.
Oh, this curry is hot.
Because it goes back to the tribal thinking of wanting to marry your own culture, like caste people. That's where it came
so
from. It's
if-
not like
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Would an Indian family prefer that they marry a black dude or an Indian dude not in their caste?
Right.
probably an Indian dude not in their caste.
What do you probably? Of course, 100%.
Because, bro, it depends on other things too. Like because people look at money. Who has more
What
money?
if the
who has
black
more
dude had
education.
money?
Okay.
Definitely go
If
with the
he's
black guy.
wealthy,
Bro, if the girl
hold on.
Okay.
If he's wealthy, and then there's
Bro,
and this Indian dude is from a different caste.
Yeah.
Everything.
black,
So-
black.
It be the black
You know
dude?
how many? Yeah, of course. Yeah, not only.
Are you just answering it to
No, bro.
salvage
No,
your
bro,
shit?
I feel
Bro,
like you're not
it's
being
not-
honest.
bro.
I just feel you're not.
Oh man,
It's not about being honest, bro. You're
It
not.
is
you're
about
not
it.
letting
That's
me.
all it's about.
dude,
Bro.
it's 0-2 on
Bro.
your count, buddy.
Godfrey.